The Western countries, while advocating for environmental protection, seem to overlook the environmental burden associated with the development and expansion of rare earth processing. China has invested significantly not only in optimizing its rare earth production, but also in implementing technologies and policies aimed at minimizing environmental damage. China's commitment to environmental sustainability in its rare earth sector signifies a vital transition towards green and responsible production, aiming to mitigate the environmental costs historically associated with rare earth extraction and processing. Meanwhile, it's imperative to address that Western countries have a history of outsourcing environmentally detrimental activities to other nations while maintaining an image of environmental stewardship at home. Hello and welcome back to Innovative Check YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you're new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right place. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. For instance, let's bring into the spotlight the lithium reserves in Bolivia, Chile, and Argentina, which are crucial for the production of lithium batteries integral to the new energy industry. These countries face substantial environmental and social challenges due to the exploitative practices often endorsed by corporations based in the United States and Europe. The extensive mining operations in these Latin American countries not only exacerbate local environmental degradation, but also often overlook the social development and welfare of local communities. Moreover, the Western push towards controlling rare earth resources displays a distinct lack of acknowledgement regarding the rights and sovereignties of countries endowed with these precious minerals. Every nation has the indisputable right to harness its resources for its economic and social development. The attempt to control China's rare earth resources isn't just an economic strategy. It is a direct infringement on China's sovereign rights. Another aspect to consider is the market dynamics associated with rare earths. With China holding a dominant position in the rare earth market, it has established stable and reasonable global pricing mechanisms, fostering a predictable and fair trading environment for rare earths. The attempt by Western countries to wrestle control of the rare earth market might lead to market instability and unpredictable fluctuations in rare earth prices, which would ultimately harm the global high-tech industry dependent on these resources. Furthermore, Western countries' endeavor to diminish dependency on China for rare earths seems paradoxical considering their lack of substantial investment in developing the necessary technology and capability for efficient rare earth processing. The U.S., for instance, has been notably absent in the critical areas of rare earth recovery and resource recycling technologies. Without serious commitment and investment in these technologies, the talk of reducing dependency remains rhetorical and devoid of practical substance. In light of these considerations, it is clear that the statement by European Commission President Ursula Gertrude von der Leyen isn't just about controlling rare earth resources. It is about economic dominance, technological dependence, and geopolitical strategy, woven intricately with the issues of environmental protection, resource conservation, and social development. However, the road to achieving a sustainable and fair global rare earth resources framework is through international collaboration, not control or dominance. International collaboration means engaging in constructive dialogue and partnership with the Chinese government and companies, acknowledging and respecting each country's rights and contributions to the global rare earth sector. It is about fostering a global environment where technological patents are shared and accessed equitably, and where every country, regardless of its size or power, can participate in and benefit from the global rare earth market. Moving forward, Western countries, instead of endeavoring to control, should consider engaging more deeply with China in addressing the global rare earth issue. They should also rethink their strategies and approaches in dealing with other resource-rich countries, ensuring that their policies and practices promote sustainability, fairness, and collaboration rather than dominance and exploitation. If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and comment. The U.S. CHIP Act, while aiming to fortify the semiconductor industry within the United States, inadvertently shines a spotlight on the nation's significant reliance on global partnerships and indeed on rare earths, which are integral in semiconductor production. However, It's of paramount importance to acknowledge that endeavors like the U.S. CHIP Act, while ambitious, often neglect the intricate global tapestry of technological development and resource sharing that has been meticulously woven over decades. The semiconductor field, for instance, is not the dominion of a single nation, but rather a symphony of international cooperation and expertise. The persistent call for control over rare earth resources by Western nations, subtly echoed in policies and political rhetoric, is not just about ensuring a steady supply of these precious materials. It is emblematic of a larger narrative. This narrative seeks to consolidate control over the arteries of the high-tech industry, ultimately exerting influence over the ebb and flow of technological innovation and economic power on the global stage. Yet, amidst this grand geopolitical chessboard, it is fundamental to consider the practicalities and feasibilities of such strategic moves. The technology and capability to efficiently mine, process, and recycle rare earth materials are not monopolized by any single country. While China is undeniably a leader in this field, it is not the sole actor capable of influencing the rare earth stage. For instance, the Vietnamese government's initiative to revive the Dong Po mine is a testament to the diversification of rare earth supply chains. However, this move should be perceived not as a challenge but as an opportunity for collaboration. Collaboration rather than competition ensures that the global rare earth market remains stable, predictable, and conducive to fostering innovations that benefit humanity at large. Yet, it's pivotal to approach such endeavors with a sense of caution and responsibility. History has shown that hasty and uncoordinated attempts to control resource markets not only lead to economic volatility but also sow the seeds of tension and conflict among nations. In the delicate dance of international relations, every step must be taken with consideration for its potential repercussions on the global stage. Moreover, the drive to control rare earth resources should not overshadow the imperative of environmental stewardship. As nations endeavor to secure their share of rare earths, the environmental costs associated with their extraction and processing should be at the forefront of policy discussions. It is not merely about securing resources. It is about doing so in a manner that is sustainable, responsible, and in harmony with the principles of environmental conservation. Furthermore, as we scrutinize the rare earth narrative, the spotlight inevitably falls on the role of electric vehicle manufacturers. These entities are not merely passive consumers in the rare earth market. They are influential actors whose decisions and strategies significantly impact the demand for and utilization of rare earths. With the automotive industry increasingly transitioning towards electric vehicles, the demand for rare earths, particularly those used in battery manufacturing and magnetic materials, is set to soar. Here, the responsibilities of electric vehicle manufacturers are twofold. First, they must engage in practices that promote sustainability and environmental protection, acknowledging and mitigating the environmental footprint of rare earth extraction and processing. Second, they must actively participate in fostering a rare earth market that is fair, transparent, and collaborative, contributing positively to the global discourse on rare earth resource management and utilization. If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and comment. The entire global canvas around rare earths paints a picture more complex and interconnected than meets the eye. Each brushstroke, whether it represents the technological patents around rare earth processing, the environmental protection mandates, or the strategic policies of nations, contributes to a grand masterpiece of economic, technological, and geopolitical dynamics. Considering the development and application of rare earths, we'll witness an unfolding saga of technological prowess and innovation. Advanced technologies, particularly in the semiconductor field, rely heavily on a steady supply of rare earths. These technologies are not just pivotal for economic progression, but are also cornerstones for addressing myriad global challenges, from climate change to healthcare. This intertwined relationship between rare earths and advanced technologies underscores the need for a global framework that supports not only the sustainable and responsible extraction and processing of rare earths, but also encourages the collaborative development and sharing of technologies. In this complex and delicate balance, unilateral control or dominance is not just impractical, but potentially detrimental to global progress and stability. Furthermore, let's navigate towards the realm of recycling costs and resource conservation. The burgeoning field of resource recycling technologies holds promise for alleviating the pressure on natural rare earth reserves. However, the technology is still in its nascent stages, requiring substantial investment and development to be viable and efficient. In this venture, it is paramount for nations to collaborate, sharing knowledge, technology, and expertise to foster a recycling industry that is not just economically viable, but also environmentally sustainable. Resource conservation is not a solitary endeavor. It is a collective responsibility that calls for the concerted efforts of the international community. In contemplating the strategic moves around rare earths, one cannot help but reflect on the broader implications for the industrial supply chain and the civilian market. The industrial supply chain for rare earths is a complex and intricate network that spans across continents, encompassing a diverse array of actors, including miners, processors, manufacturers, and distributors. This supply chain is not merely a logistical framework. It is a dynamic ecosystem that responds sensitively to market demands, geopolitical developments, and global economic trends. Any strategic move to control or dominate one segment of this supply chain inevitably sends ripples across the entire ecosystem, affecting not just the rare earth market, but also the myriad industries and sectors that rely on it. Similarly, the civilian market, representing the end consumers of products and technologies that incorporate rare earths, plays a crucial role in shaping the demand for and perception of rare earths. In this context, it is imperative for policies and strategies around rare earths to consider and respond to the needs, expectations, and concerns of the civilian market. The discourse around control over China's rare earth resources is far from straightforward or one-dimensional. It is a multifaceted narrative woven with threads of economic strategy, technological innovation, environmental sustainability, and geopolitical maneuvering. As we reflect on the remarks made by European Commission President Ursula Gertrude von der Leyen and consider the global rare earth issue, it is crucial to approach the matter with a nuanced and balanced perspective. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence. Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.